thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. Then she lit up the candle and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here.
One of the greatest songs of all time.
Amanda Tiffany Twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty boys that she called friends. How to dance in the courtyard. Sweet summer swing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week. Now it's time. Hold on tight. The All Things BMX show is coming to you live from Heartland, Michigan. Melissa, Marie, Paul, Chris, and Justin are bringing another legendary BMX guest to the airwaves. Riders ready. Watch the lights.
It is Wednesday night, and that means it's time for All Things BMX. We want to thank you all for joining us this week for episode 66, Trippin' in Trumbull. We have our special guest, Chris Gombos, joining us, the TO from T.R.A.C.K BMX there in Trumbull, Connecticut. It's another action-packed show. Chris is going to be joining us, of course, on the Mighty Mo's postponed BMX cruise line. And as always, the show chat, which I hope you guys are all in, talking trash already, is brought to you by our good friends over at Yellow Cat Gate System. You guys need to get that gate. Yellow Cat's where to get it at. And our showcase this evening is brought to you by Answer BMX. I want to thank those fine folks for sponsoring and their donation for our fundraiser that we're going to have Saturday. And Newsmaker segment is brought to you by Faith BMX, and it is going to be another Florida State Series check-in, so excited about that. And our Newsmaker and the world-famous trivia segment brought to you by the guys and gals at Ray's Mountain Bike Park, who they just had the first round of the Pump Track Ohio Series. It looked like it was a really good time. And as always, the birthday shout-outs are brought to you by On Two Wheels. Last but definitely not least, there is a big announcement about this company that brings our show opener, Mr. Billy and Jen at Gate 9. They bring us the opener here. We want to thank them. They're now big sponsors of the Mighty Mo's Cruise, so there's your breaking news. Paul, you want to tell them where they can listen and watch the show?
Oh, yeah. You can find us live, or you can watch the replays over there at, YouTube?
It is called
YouTube.
Something about YouTube.
Facebook. Apparently not, what was the one we just said?
Periscope.
Periscope.
We're
struggling on Periscope.
Yeah, struggling on Periscope, but we got Twitter and Twitch, and
we still got our TikTok.
Oh my goodness!
We do have a TikTok somewhere.
We still haven't found a 12-year-old girl to man it for us, dude. So
that might be why.
Look at the three of you. Why do you think you can't find a 12-year-old girl?
Well, that probably
your daughter's
didn't
9.
Sound.
You know what? Just skip ahead. Let them know where they can listen to the podcast show.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, all the podcasts are brought to you by Joe Doherty and the BMX in Our Blood podcast show.
Shout out to Joe for his little package he sent up to us.
You can find us on all the podcast sites. As always, we would like to hear from you. Let us know what you would like to see on future shows and who. And all correspondence will be sent to the All Things BMX show at gmail.com.
Yeah, so if you got some stuff, send it there. Even though Paul didn't send his birthday in.
Yeah,
He has special privileges.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I
He's
know.
He's got an inside track.
He does.
It's not what you know, but who.
That's right.
Before we welcome our guest into the show, we're going to go over and check in with the best in carbon wheels that you can get on the market. The Carbone Cartel rims, brought to you by the good folks over there at T-Bone BMX. Check them out. They're on the bikes for the Factory Mangler team, the ATB team, and pros like Zach Van Kamen, Tyler Klumper, and Andre LaCroix, and many, many more are being added all the time. We'll be right back with our guest after we check in with our good friends over there at the Carbone Cartel. Now we are back.
Now we're back.
So it's out of the way. It's out of the way.
All right. We're done.
We're good, man. It's mute buttons.
It's the mute button. We want to welcome Chris into the show. Chris, thank you for taking time out of your day, slurrying that amazing track that you have
Yeah, no
to
kidding.
join us. How's it going?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, no, I couldn't be happier with the track this year. We actually rebuilt half the track. We did a full first and second straight rebuild and just tuned up the rest of it. So definitely excited about that. It's always nice to make big changes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And the rebuild that you did looked amazing. I saw some of the pictures from the track builder himself. Looks awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah.
All right, as we do each and every week, we have the question that we start this out with that Paul's going to be asking instead of Chris.
Yeah. So what is it that brought you to BMX? How did you discover the sport?
I mean, as a kid, like
Yeah. We're starting at
Actually,
chapter 1 here.
Probably the typical story. The older kids in the neighborhood. Mostly, I'm 52, so we're talking mid 70s. My cousins were all motocross riders, and we had our twin Stingrays just buzzing around, and we would follow them around in the woods. They'd be riding their motocross bikes, and actually, my first real sort of BMX bike, my uncle took a pair of my cousin's motocross handlebars, put them on the bike, and actually welded in a little gusset because I cracked the frame on a Stingray. And that's kind of how it started. And then, a couple years later, we didn't have any tracks. We didn't have our first track in Connecticut until 1978. And so I spent the first few years just buzzing around the woods with the older kids. But once we found a track, that was it.
Right.
Nice. Wow.
And actually, that's the 1981 Connecticut State Championships, that picture of me and a couple buddies.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that was actually the BMA. It wasn't before NBL came. It was the Bicycle Motocross Association. They were in our state for a couple of years before the NBL showed up. And then as soon as NBL showed up, they kind of most of the tracks went NBL, and then a couple of them just went away. But yeah, gotta miss those days.
Many people would echo that.
Yeah. Big number plates.
Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah,
tall seats.
I wish they would come back so I could read them when I have to score.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I would 100% agree.
Yeah.
I love what Billy at Gate 9 does, but sometimes they are just little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5-inch numbers should be the requirement instead of the 3.
Absolutely. It's funny. I keep 4-inch numbers at the track, so if somebody comes in and needs a plate or they need numbers, they get 4-inch numbers.
Right.
There you go. Nice.
That's a great idea. Are you still riding today, Chris?
I'm not sure you call it riding. But yeah.
I know the feeling. I echo that.
Yeah. I've had actually a bit of a back and hip issue. I had a pretty good crash at work in late September, so it's been tough. But actually, I've been raced the last 3 weeks. But I don't call it riding. When you got to race Mike Savage and Mike Segrist every week, it's pretty
Gotcha.
pretty much relegated to third place constantly. But it's a lot of fun to be back out there for sure.
Better than no place.
Yeah, most of the time I'm on the track. It's actually when we do our beginner program. I spend a lot of time with the beginner kids.
Nice. Well, he gave you guys a really nice segue to the next
yes, he
topic.
did.
I'm like, wow, what a segue right there. So speaking of your beginner
injuries.
program and injuries, because I was watching some of the videos you were doing, like, how did you end up with the injury that has taken you out of racing, and what is the line of work that you are in?
Oh, well, I guess what you call it my day job, I'm actually a stuntman and have been for about 20 years.
That's
but
amazing.
I was doubling Jim Gaffigan on his new movie, and I had to get cut off the road by a car on a bicycle and crash the bike. So they had to do it a few different ways, and then the very last one, you're like, you think you could send it and go over the bars, and I was like, yeah, no problem. And I kind of just miscalculated, and I went over a little too quick, so I went all the way over, and instead of kind of tuck and roll, I went all the way over and landed right on my like side of my hip and jammed my knee and kind of jammed my femur into my SI joint.
Oh, that'll hurt.
That night it was pretty okay, but then the next day it hurt, and then the way it healed, it just kind of healed a little bit out of place. So I've been spending the last few months in rehab trying to get everything back where it belongs, I guess you could say. But it's going well now, though. I'm able to ride and I've been working all along.
I was
So
gonna say hip flexion is pretty important for bike riding.
It's you know what I learned the hard way that the hips, they say the hips don't lie. It's
True.
the most important thing.
It leads everywhere.
Straight out, your back pain goes away. I had back pain that went away when I started doing all this hip rehab.
Huh.
I know Paul knows that. I tell him that all the time.
Yeah.
He's got a surgery in his future. To cure his back pain.
Every day now. It's amazing.
Now, how does one end up as a stunt person?
Excellent question.
It's funny. Like, it's something I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. I saw the movie Hooper, of course.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I saw The Fall Guy, and I watched The Fall Guy every week. So,
oh, dude, yeah, so did I.
Do that. But, living in Connecticut, New York had a lot of TV, but not a lot of film back then. So it was kind of hard to get into the business. Obviously, I was too little then. But when I started, my early mid-20s, it was kind of tough because there wasn't that much production, and I did a little bit of regular acting too as a kid. And then the late 90s, the film incentives started coming in, and all of a sudden bigger production. So you just kind of made the rounds, tried to meet the stunt coordinators, and eventually like, okay, you look like this guy, you can double this guy. That's kind of how you get in. But it's something I've always wanted to do. So I just found a way to get in, and I got lucky to meet the right people on a couple of my first big jobs.
Is there like an audition process? I mean, how do they know? Like, you don't just go in there and say, "Hey, dude, I can set myself on fire and run around and I won't get hurt." So, I know there's got to be like some qualifying standard to do this, correct?
There really isn't. It's all
nice.
word of mouth. It's kind of, it kind of is like that. You show up. It's funny now that I've been in the business for a long time, and sometimes I'll be sitting with the stunt coordinator, some new guy. They call it hustling when you come up to the set, try to meet the stunt coordinator. And some of the things these kids say, like, "Oh yeah, I can jump off this, do this, that, the other thing," and But it's
the parkour bunch.
It's just a word about you just kind of knocking on doors. But as far as getting the jobs, the stunt coordinators have a list of who they know and trust, and different looks. So producer, they're doing something, and they'll have a list of this character's. We want them to kind of look like this. We want to be able to do this, this, and this. And so the stunt coordinator will submit 5 or 6 people to the casting and the producers that are capable of doing the job, and then they pick the look they want. And every now and then, if you get some, I've had some stuff where there's some dialogue where they actually require you to act. So then you have to go and do a reading and go through the full casting process. But then you have to be able to do the stunts as well.
Well,
wow.
You're out, Paul.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a lot of on-the-job
Unfortunately,
training.
it's not like regular acting. We are, I've been working with the same guys for 15, 20 years, so I get hired by the same guys a lot, which is great.
So are you like a independent contractor, if you will, versus like working for a
sort
company?
of, but actually each job that you get a regular, you do the the I-9 you fill out, whatever you fill out. So it's, you're hired by the production company because they have to do that for insurance purposes.
Okay.
So each job is technically like you're hired by, you're a Disney employee for a day or a week or however long you're working on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not 1099s, so we're not fully independent.
Well, yeah, that would make
get
sense.
Hired like that.
Makes sense
Although
from
we're in
the
a union. The union doesn't find you the work. You have to find your own work.
Gotcha. Yeah, from an insurance perspective, that makes sense.
All right,
Yeah,
Chris, keep me in mind if you need a guy that's fat that can jump into a big pool of chicken wings. I'm your guy.
Oh, yeah, but listen,
I'm your guy.
You got to get in line behind me, my man.
I don't know, man. I got you on that.
Yeah, I can go for a big pool of chicken wings right now and a couple of beers.
One of them big kiddie pools full of chicken wings, I'm the guy to jump right into that.
I don't think that there's a big production call for those kind of movies anymore.
Well, Animal House is coming back.
Do not crush Damon's hopes, dreams, and aspirations.
Hey, I don't know. With Netflix and Hulu and Stars, I mean, something could happen. It could happen.
I heard they're going to redo Animal House. I'm that guy.
There could be a sequel to Black Dynamite.
There you go.
Oh,
yes.
Now well, that would be a thing.
Yep.
So. Look, some of the pictures kind of sliding along as people are watching. We saw you next to Bill Murray here a couple pictures ago. What did you have to do on this movie?
That was his movie St. Vincent. That was pretty simple. I did a little bit of driving for him, nothing crazy. And then there's a scene where he's in his kitchen and he's drunk and he smashes his hand with a hammer while he's trying to break open a bag of ice to make a drink, and then he slips. The ice hits the ground, he slips and falls and lands on his ass in the kitchen. So I did that for him.
Okay.
How many takes?
That was only a few. Like a lot
Okay.
of times, if it's a big fall, they try to get it so you don't have to hit the ground too many times. 'Cause
God, I would
sometimes
hope.
it's, depending on what you're doing. Like I was wearing shorts in that there.
Yeah.
Shorts, so I couldn't wear any pads because everything was exposed.
Ouch.
So, yeah, they try not to do it too many times. Certain things, it's like they get it set up and it's like you get one shot at it and hopefully. And if you have to do it again, that means it's your fault. So you got to do it again. So try not to screw it up the first time.
Take the risk.
If you do it, then you got to do it again.
Interesting.
Nice.
Huh. You have a video or something?
We do. So we've got one
I
of the.
wasn't sure which ones I was able to send. I tried to send a couple. I don't think they all.
I got. I don't. Without giving it away, I got two. One involves fire, and the other involves winter. So as far as the work goes, we could take a look at the fire one.
I think is this the behind the scenes one?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. This was the actual. Yeah. So this was a camp. This was somebody on a phone camera of what we shot for the movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So let me go. We're gonna go here, and then
so we got a bootleg.
well, I don't know.
Well, it was an audience member
Right.
filming
Yeah.
the scene.
Yeah, no, this was actually the stunt coordinator took the video and yeah.
It's wild. Here we go. Here we are, and then it did that. 1 second. Yeah, you'd think we'd.
Button number
Here it
3.
goes.
Good times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Wow.
nuts.
Feel the heat.
Right.
Yeah, no, that.
That almost looked like Ricky Bobby when he's on the track and he thought he was on fire.
Well, that's the idea because that's doubling Will Ferrell. So I had to think of what his dialogue was going to be because he wasn't there that day and he had to put dialogue over that. So that's exactly what I did, just like him, and it's all I could think of.
I'd almost feel bad for the person that has to put you out too. Like they didn't look all that protected.
That was Selma Hayek's double. So she had in the film she puts out Will Ferrell's character. So yeah, so that was a stunt woman putting me out, and then they come in with the fire extinguishers to make sure we're really out.
Amazing.
Huh. Nice.
So a stunt double did a stunt double in. That's a paradigm that I.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Selma didn't feel like doing it that day. So.
No. Well.
No.
And they
She had
don't.
no problem kicking me.
They don't make a suit that stops that heat. I'm gonna suppose so. Like you're just like frying there for a few seconds. Huh?
Well, you wear a couple things. Basically the same thing that NASCAR drivers wear. Nomex suits. Nomex, kind of like long underwear. They soak it in a gel, which is fire resistant, and the gel's really cold.
Okay.
So it takes a while for that gel to heat up. So you can go for a good 45 seconds before that gel gets hot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So, and you try it, most of the time they do it, I think that was maybe 20, 25 seconds at the most. And then the way they edit it, they have 2 or 3 different cameras on it, then they can edit it, and they jump back and forth to the other people's reactions. So when you see the movie, it looks like I'm on fire for
forever.
a minute.
Yeah.
But it was, that was 20, 25 seconds total.
Huh.
Oh, nice.
That is so amazing.
It's still got to be freaky.
I don't want to give away too many tricks.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That totally understandable. That's your trade.
Well, I'm trying to walk up onto one of these sets here, so I need some tips, man. I'm just
First of all, let me start with the fact you're walking with your back. No,
They're gonna see you coming.
They're gonna know.
I
2,
can stun double him being hurt.
yes.
Stunt double.
Okay.
The stunt
All right.
double.
You could stunt double the stunt double. Yeah. But here's what I find is how Chris is so casual with, it only you got 45 seconds till it heats up.
Until I'm burned alive in this.
Wait,
scene.
that's oh man.
It would go by fast.
Yeah, especially engulfed in flames.
Look, I burned my finger with a firecracker before, and that was only like 2 seconds. And I felt like forever.
And you cried probably, right?
Oh yeah, I was crying like a little bitch, but I will admit it.
Man.
So I can imagine, how long 25 seconds just feels like, or 45.
Yeah.
Now, what, Chris, as far as the day job goes, and we'll transition into your track operator job.
How do you transition?
Like how? Yeah. With the day, as we'll call it, a day job. What are some of the biggest challenges and some of the biggest benefits that you have found? Being a stunt guy.
Well, one of the biggest benefits of my day job being a track operator is that the way that New York is a lot more television shows than movies. So, and the television shows shoot on a schedule. They don't start shooting till usually late July, and they shoot through the winter, and then a lot of them wrap up their shooting in April and May. So it gives me, I've got a lot of downtime from May to August, which is like kind of the peak of our BMX season.
Yeah.
And then when we work, like I'll get a job, like if I work on a job out of town, I'll work for a week, I'll come back and I'll have 2 weeks off. So it gives me a lot of time. I got a lot of days to go work on the track and do work. And then, so it gives me that kind of freedom, which is great. But then it's kind of a bummer if I do get a job out of town. I always worry about like leaving the track with somebody because I always want to make sure it's run right. But I got some, it's a small crew. It's myself, kind of. I'm the only one that really knows how to use Race Manager and everything right now. Our announcer has been learning with me a little bit, and then there's one of the women that does the registration at another track. If I need help, if I know I have to be out of town for work, she'll come down and do it for a day. So I've got some people, got some good backup.
Nice.
But we've got a really great track crew, which is awesome. My buddy Matt, Rich, and this guy Jim, they'll go out and their work schedules. They can come during the week and get the track dialed in. So we got plenty of people doing the track work. The tough is getting the volunteers on the race nights, but the parents always step up. So
nice.
It's so right now it's like I said, it's really me and my buddy Bill and Matt. We're the only three that have been involved in the track for a few years. We do pretty much everything, but we've got some good help, and we're starting to actually form a real board, and want to get our 501c3 reinstated. The track was a 501c3 years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. I'm trying to research that with the IRS, but there's no problems with it. They just let it lapse for some reason.
Yeah.
I think it was because when it was the NBL, there was like a state commission, and they kind of ran all 4 tracks out of the one commission. So I don't think they needed it because everything was coming out of the state commission. So I think they just let it lapse.
Yeah.
So I just need to get through the paperwork to get that back. And once we get that back, I can really do some fundraising and make a lot of the big repairs we want to do. We want new turns. That's next.
Yeah, and those are not cheap.
No, I would imagine not.
No, we got some estimates, and asphalt is not cheap.
No.
Yeah, but I actually have a friend that he builds concrete skate parks, and he offered, if we can get the material, he offered to do the work, have his crew do the work, and actually do the turns and the start hill in concrete, just like a skate park.
Do it.
So once we get the 501c3, and we start soliciting some big companies, and hopefully we get some donations.
There you go.
Actually, one of our old riders who gave us all the good dirt we have this year, he's a huge excavator, and he's worked with a lot of these big contractors. So he said if we get the paperwork, he'll find us the materials, because he does so much business with these people that they'll make a little donation for him.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
It's like Paul said, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's the only way to do it. Every piece of equipment we have on the track that we use for work is, it's somebody we borrowed. One of our local riders, Craig. He's got his big bucket loader there, and we use his big screener to sift all the dirt. And my buddy Dave keeps his skid steer there with his trailer, so we can use the skid steer. So. We have a nice big space.
We've got a
people can
shovel.
keep a couple of trucks, so a couple of our contractor buddies will store a truck there if they're working in the area. And trade, we have to use their equipment, so it works out.
Ooh, good thinking.
Yeah. Don't let the town hear that we're storing stuff.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Allegedly.
We didn't hear
Allegedly.
nothing.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, and when I met Mitch, who redid your second and third straight, he made a comment how he's like, yeah, they just had a screener out there. I'm like a screen printer? He's like, no, like a screen, for the dirt. I'm like, really? Like they brought it on site? And he's like, yeah, they did. And
my buddy shredded. This thing was massive. I mean, it was 12 feet wide, 8 feet high, like the real deal. Like the big shaker thing shook the ground around you. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But man, did it do a good job.
Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then
Beats the hell out of picking them.
We need to find them.
Oh, man.
Picking rocks, man.
Done enough years of doing that.
Right.
And what was great is we had so much dirt. We have probably got another 100-yard screen just sitting on the side of the track waiting for the next build.
Can you deliver that to Richfield Park BMX?
Yeah, we need to find one of those.
Yeah.
We got lucky. It's such good dirt, just enough clay in it that it hardens up nice, doesn't wash off. We only had to glue the first 2 straights. We didn't even have to slurry it, and they're rock solid, and they haven't washed out. But it's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. Mitch did an amazing job. He's unreal. He's an artist in that skid steer.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
We have heard that rumor.
He showed me some pictures of your track and some other ones he has done, and I was like, man, that is an art. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Well, he was telling me, like, by trade, he used to do a lot of golf course shaping.
Yes.
Which is amazing work too, and that's the way he's explaining that is like, I understand how he got so good in the machine. It's unreal. Yeah, but I can't wait. He's I actually just talked to him the other night about coming back to redo turn 1. We have to add a couple feet to the top of turn 1, and he wants to bowl it out a little bit and move it over a little, just to kind of line it up a little bit better. He said it's just so fast. Now it's so fast. Like race last night, kids are coming through the corner and everybody's using the top third of the turn, when last year middle of the turn was plenty. So we definitely need to add a couple feet to it.
And there's
there it is right there.
There's some of your work from today.
Yeah. No, it's hot. Came out so nice.
You guys ready for a road trip?
I'm always ready.
I know you are.
To Connecticut?
Well, hopefully we'll
Let's let it warm up a little bit.
It was pretty warm today.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, exactly.
Connecticut's about how long of a drive from here?
I have
It's like 16.
Is it that far?
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I played hockey as a kid, we drove to Detroit a lot. So at least I know how far it is to get to Detroit.
I'm going to tell you
Close
in
enough.
just a minute.
Melissa's going to look.
Okay, skip that. I think we'll fly.
Yeah.
Are we?
16 hours in a car.
It's 558 miles.
I drove out there for a wedding once.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
Which is
Feel free.
10 hours from here.
Yeah, that's not bad.
10
We've done that.
Oh, we could do 10 hours.
Yeah, we
That's
can
not
do
a
that.
Or
problem.
702 miles
Okay.
from here to Trumbull BMX.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's nothing. Damon will do that. Damon will do that after he gets done.
Yeah, you leave now. You'd be here by tomorrow afternoon. You'd be here for practice.
Do not give them any idea.
You know what?
We got too big of a weekend coming up.
Yeah, we got way too.
Any other weekend, maybe.
Catch us in about 3 weeks. We might.
Yeah, we can fit it in. There,
Is that the slurry?
yes.
Okay. I know.
I know you wanted to. Yeah, you had a little bit you wanted to ask about that.
Well, now what is the mix on that? I mean, what is the material particularly?
The dirt we use, we get from a local I don't know what you call it, landscape place. We get ballpark mix. They call it basically infield clay.
Okay.
And that's like, I think they say it's about 90% sand, 10% red clay, and that mixes real nice with the water. So it's pretty much like the mix is basically, you could take, it's like however much dirt you use. Like if you use like 4 Home Depot like 5-gallon buckets of dirt, use 10 gallons of water and 1.5 gallons of glue, throw it in the cement mixer in the wheelbarrows, and then just roll it over and dump it on the track.
Are you squeegeeing that? Is that
What's that?
Are you squeegeeing that? Is that what's going on in this picture?
Squeegee it along. But you throw a good base of glue, just the glue. You mix the glue in the water like a 10-to-1 ratio. So we've got a 275-gallon, one of the empty totes. So we put about 250 gallons of water in that, 25 gallons of glue, hook it up to the pump and the sprayer, spray the whole track first, and they get a nice coat of glue on it, and that's what helps the clay and the slurry mix bonds in the track.
Okay.
And then we'll throw a coat of glue on top of that, and then it's bomb proof.
Nice.
Right after it rains, it's good. Like 45 minutes of sun after a rain, it's good to go.
Nice.
You know what? I think you should add like a couple bags of Quick Right in there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Believe me, before we started slurring, I thought of everything. I was like, what can we do?
I've heard of a few tracks
I'd
doing that
asphalt the whole
before.
track if I could, but I don't think people would like it.
Yeah, it would take some of the feel away from.
Seriously,
Yeah.
throw a couple bags of
But
Quick
actually,
Right. Not a lot,
the
just a little.
slurry it looks like dirt, but it's as hard as concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've taken a sample or two.
Oh yeah, and it like the way you slide across it, it kind of melts your jersey.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
Kind of melts.
you
Good
got
times.
it's one and done.
Damn
like
synthetic fabrics.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
The chat is saying that we could go hang out at Dartona's house.
Oh, he would be.
He could be hitting up DB Sports and
he's up in
and
New York,
running over
so-
to Trumbull.
Yeah, he's
there.
right on the way.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay.
maybe a halfway stop.
we got to do is get that bitch in Camaro, and we're gonna make that road trip that we talked about the other week.
I think there's too many of us for a Camaro. though,
Yeah,
sir.
I was
Sorry.
thinking, who's
Okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
One Camaro, one El Camino. We're on the road.
Oh, no, Camino. I love it.
got to have something to hold the bikes in, right?
Well,
Exactly.
Yep.
and we're just gonna party up.
Not an El Ranchero, but an El Camino.
El Camino.
Maybe a Subaru Brat, a little better gas mileage, a little small.
Yeah.
Ooh, very good call.
All right.
Oh my God, you
It's,
guys.
it's all about Justin and Melissa and El Camino. Just
Well,
Melissa
we
doesn't
settled
ride in
we
an
settled
El
for an
Camino.
Equinox.
They both start with E.
So
Right.
All right, let's get you.
Chris doesn't know
Let's get you an
my
L dog.
my old BMX bus finally died, and I had a GMC Acadia, and I've had the motor replaced, transmission replaced, and about everything you can have. And
Except for the body.
my
Everything except for the body.
You're right, everything with the body. So my angle was, well, working from home, just give me an El Camino. And
Didn't work, did it?
now we have an Equinox, which you can fit 2 complete bikes in with no wheels off.
perfect.
Like just throw them right in the back, and then no one can sit in the back seat. But
Yeah.
it works. I did threw the bikes in the other day going out to the trail, so it was pretty nice.
Of course, if you get your 1978 El Dorado, you could still fit just as many bikes in there.
We could fit Chris and his entire track
Yes.
volunteer
You,
group
you
and
can fit
racers.
5 or 6 bikes in the trunk
Exactly.
You know, though, they're such nice cars.
and a couple bodies.
Oh,
Exactly.
Yours is going to be a body in there.
Yeah.
Something like that.
biggest movie that you ever stunt doubled in?
Ooh. Biggest movie that I've been a double in?
Or
I
stunt
don't know.
did anything? Is it?
Act-
I mean, it'd be like one of the Bill Murray jobs, that St. Vincent. But a couple of the big movies I worked on, like Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, I was doing basically what they call ND stunts. I was a military guy that gets like
Blown up.
probably shot by one of the ghosts in Ghostbusters, so wasn't doubling anybody.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
I'm trying to think, it's funny, all these years you kind of forget some of the things. I have to go back and look at my own resume sometimes.
First
But,
of all, which Ghostbusters movie?
Yeah.
the one with all the ladies.
Oh, okay.
Melissa McCarthy and stuff.
One that Kurt.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. That one was good.
It was good, but it still wasn't as good as the
Yeah.
first
I
one.
don't know. I like Cart-
mean-
I like Cartman's take on that.
I gotta know.
Ghostbusters.
I gotta know about this right here.
What, Jerry?
We gotta know about the.
Were you a bodyguard on Jerry Springer?
This was an episode of the show Happy.
Oh.
And then a fight breaks out with it, and then we end up breaking up the fight and getting into a fight.
That's
But it was classic.
hilarious.
Jerry was a super cool guy. He was definitely. I have a feeling this guy used to party back in his day.
Oh, yeah.
I can
Yeah.
testify to this. My little brother and I were actually on that TV show.
Oh no way! That's awesome.
Yeah,
This-
yeah.
Does not surprise me.
No, it was.
Sorry, dude.
I'm gonna tell you what. When you're on the Jerry Springer show, you
Yeah.
are hammered drunk
Well-
90% of the time, and all they do is they encourage you to fight. And
Is this? Are you being for serious?
oh yeah, dude.
Dude, go. You got
So,
to
All
bring
this
this
time
up.
we're just not hearing about
no,
this?
Yeah.
dude. Because it was they filmed like and Chris will tell you, like if you're TV, they film like a million things
Yeah.
and only a little bit ever make it. But
How much made it?
it was like one of the shows where when you watch the end of the show, there's like
Yeah.
15 people sitting on the stage, and you're like, I don't really remember them over there. So
Man, you're the keyboard man. Go.
the story.
We want to see
Yeah.
that.
Hang on. The story is that the guy
wanna see this.
slept with the girl. She was married. Da 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 da. And we were
That's 500 episodes.
And yeah,
All of them.
and we were friends.
You were a panel.
We were friends with the girl, and
Okay.
then we ended up. They're like, "Hey, you got to whip his ass." So when. After 15 shots of tequila, my little brother and I just whipped this guy's ass. Well, tried to. And the best part was, it was like, Chris plays hockey, so he knows, you fight till you fall down,
Yeah.
and then they got to
Yeah.
break you up. So it pretty much, that was it. And the part that we were involved in never ended up on the air. But it was this at the end of the show. The girl, the guy, and the guy she cheated on are like in the upper, part in the back row.
Right.
And they were never really on the episode. But hell, we got hella drunk and had a good time.
Wow. Totally
Yeah,
off
that's
script,
funny.
but man, you learn something every day.
Well, you do.
You earned that $15 that they paid.
I don't even know.
I think it was like
I
$200.
think I'm pretty sure we signed a waiver somewhere that said they didn't have to pay us as long as we drank. So
Chris, I'm curious how you got started as the track operator at T.R.A.C.K.
yeah.
Well, it's one of the tracks. I remember I'd been racing a few years before the track opened as a kid. And so I raced the opening day. There was like a big deal, like this new track is opening. And then I stopped racing in like 1988. And then I came back. I'd show up once or twice every few years. And then in 2015, I was like, you know what? I ran into a buddy of mine who'd been helping out there. And his kid was racing. I was like, oh, let me get a bike. I'm going to come back. And then I just started helping out. And then 3 years ago, the track operator and his wife was the clerk, and their kids were kind of getting out of it. And they were like, basically, we're done next year, whether somebody takes over or not. And nobody was really, jumping at the bit to take the track over. So it's like, well, I'm not going to let this place close. This is Trumbull. It's a legendary track from the 80s and 90s. So, and I, my home track for basically 30 years. So I just said, okay, I'll do it. I knew nothing other than the couple of years I helped out, The only thing I did helping out was I did work on the track and I ran the beginner program for them. So I didn't know anything about the back office stuff. So I had to learn it all over the winter. And,
Good
yeah,
times.
that's it.
Wow.
Now I love it. I'm glad I did.
Crash course on track.
Oh
business.
yeah! The first time I had to run a race and do race manager all that by myself, I was so scared I was going to screw things up. I couldn't get the motos to print right. I couldn't get the printer to work right. I'm printing two-sided paper. It was like, it was a mess. But,
Well,
the guy at
joy.
USA BMX was great. I get Brad Howland on the phone, he'd be like talking me through. He's like, "No, hit this, hit that," or they like log right into your screen and help you out. So,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
they gave me a lot of help at the beginning too.
That's
Well,
fantastic.
you've done a great job, and some of the best stories that come from successful programs always come from those that are just thrown, no pun intended, but thrown to the fire.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the place is like, I'd honestly say that if I could describe the behind the scenes, it's a full shit show. Like,
Ooh, we
don't-
know
hey,
that.
we
We
know
know
that
how
all-
that looks.
We forewarned you.
but I
think that's our motto here.
And I tell the parents, like, all I care about is that the race runs well and the kids have fun. I don't care if they see me struggle.
Yeah.
They don't need to know that I'm struggling to keep the paperwork and the accounting and everything going. Like, that doesn't matter as long as the kids show up and have fun and the track is safe and in good shape. That's all. That's it.
Perfect. What more do you need?
We're working on getting a functional snack bar again. I mean, right now all we have is like drinks, chips, candy, and stuff. We have to get we have the old snack bar building's got to come down. It's a wreck. So my buddy Matt, who's our assistant TO, he got a food truck from one of the places he does he's a plumber by trade. He got a food truck from them because their engine blew. We towed that on site. We wired it so now we can use that legally as a snack truck.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a
So we just have to get
inventive
we just have to get
idea.
a sink that we can, get a hot water tank for the sink and a couple of things. Then we can actually start cooking some food. But and for me, I've got too much going on the other side, just trying to keep the races going. That someone else has to work on it for. But we're getting there.
That's so innovative. I love it.
Yeah, it's it. Do what we can.
Hey, make use of what is in front of you. That's the way to do
Absolutely.
it.
But
Fantastic.
we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to go visit our friends over at Yellow Cat. We got to do one of our commercials, and we will be right back. And when we come back, we're going to keep talking about Trumbull. And actually, we're going to dive into some of these awesome programs that you got there at Trumbull. We'll pull up the website, and we'll kind of go through all that with you, because you've got so, Melissa and I were looking through and taking a look at what you got going on there. It's amazing. So for those of you that are watching, listening in the chat, make sure you guys are taking some notes. We will be right back.
Okay, riders, random start. Riders ready, watch the gate. Riders ready, watch the gate.
All right, and we are back. And Paul actually had a really good question, Paul, about the slurry.
Oh, where do you get that at? Is he not hearing us? Are we still muted?
No, we're not. Chris.
Yeah.
Paul wanted to know where you get your slurry from.
We get the glue from Justin at BMX Track Supply, Justin Miller. He gets us the glue, and then we grab the clay just from a local landscaper who supplies all the ball fields in the area.
Okay, yeah, because I was just informed of, because I never built a baseball field, but I was just informed of like the infield clay or whatever they call it. But
yeah,
that stuff's pretty pricey.
It is, yeah. You know, it's like if you can find a foundry, some places where you can actually have them mix it. A lot of places, just depending where you go, you can get in the end. They say like an 80-20 or 90-10 is the best. That seems to be, we get the stuff that we get, they say it's 90-10, like 90% sand, 10% clay. That seems to work really good for us. And I guess it depends on your base dirt too, which I don't, I know it works for us. And I basically listen to Justin. He knows what he's talking about. So.
Most Justins
not
do.
this Justin. I mean, most Justins do,
Most
but
Justins
that
do.
Justin, not only does he know his shit about Earth, he knows his shit about pneumatics, electronics, and everything.
Yeah, we got our whole new gate system from him, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So for those of you looking for a gate system, make sure you visit Justin. Yeah, at BMX Track Supplies. Good guy right there.
Absolutely.
Paul, I'll get you some clay. Just don't ask about it.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
ask.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's only going to get delivered at 3 a.m.
Is that
Right.
is that coming with plywood?
Yeah, just put that.
Hey, it's only getting delivered at 3 a.m. That's
Right.
all I got to say.
Just put that right next to that pavilion over by the finish line, and nobody's the
No
wiser.
questions asked.
Yeah.
We had asked about the biggest movie you had been in, and you said that. What is the biggest TV show that you have worked in?
Probably Blue Bloods or the Blacklist. That I worked on those.
Oh, Melissa.
I love the Blacklist.
Holy smokes.
One
We
of my
binged that bad
favorites.
boy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, what episodes were you in?
Every season.
And Person of Interest was a great show when it was on because they had
Yeah.
a lot of
that's a good
action.
show,
I was
too.
fortunate enough to be one of the regular thugs in that, I guess you'd call it. But I got to work quite a few episodes of that show,
Nice.
Nice.
which was cool. Yeah.
That's so fun.
All right, Chris, I got a question for you since we're talking stunt movies and all that stuff that you've been in. Earlier you mentioned Hooper, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Okay.
That's it.
A lot of legendary actors in that movie and stunt people, So did you get a chance to meet any of those people from that movie, or?
You know what? Nobody from Hooper, but it was the reason I became a Pittsburgh Steeler fan as a kid. It was Terry Bradshaw.
Okay.
You know, that's it. And then I caught too much heat growing up around here that I had to convert back to a Giants fan. But
What?
always had the Steelers. But yeah, no, unfortunately, never got to meet any of those guys. But they're just legends.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say
I
that
watch that movie all the time.
Oh yeah, so do I.
I am terribly sorry that you had to become a New York Giants fan.
Yeah.
And at any time, you can always go back to Pittsburgh because I'll join you because we have Detroit, and it is bad.
But you notice the colors behind them.
I did.
Yeah.
When he was saying that, I was like,
It is true that our track colors are the Steeler colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I've been a Steeler fan since Lynn Swan hopped that car.
Oh, nice.
wow.
And it's, that's what made me
yeah.
like them.
You guys are so funny.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, let's get back on track.
let's get
here.
back on how this guy's got one of the most kick-ass tracks in the country. You've got so here's the first thing is here's your website. We've got it scrolling across the top of the screen. Checking out your website immediately. Thought it was super cool how you've got everything real quick and easy to sign up for.
Oh, it's very user friendly.
Yeah. We have this Donna Anderson, this woman, she's great. She built us that site. The USA BMX site's like a plug and play. It's like it's not customizable enough for us to do our own stuff. So we just have all the links on this that go over to that, like to the calendar and the USA BMX site. But it's just so much easier to have all our own stuff. Yeah, she's great.
And we're gonna kind of move into this spot of your website where you've got, you've got get your 1-day trial, try USA BMX, everything on here, and the third one over, I find as like the
smartest button ever.
Oh my goodness! Right there, live motos. Click, and there you go.
Yeah. It's the only way to do it now, and we use the USA BMX pre-sign program now. So it's like everybody signs up. Registration for that ends 3:00 the day of the race, and I can get to the track. It takes me 45 seconds to go through that, plug it into Race Manager. It's just download a file, upload it, and hit live motos, and the race is loaded, ready to go. And then I just have to only hand type in the few people that either come late or call. It's just, it's so easy. So people on the way to the track can look at live motos and go, oh, my number's wrong. Can you change this? So we run on time. We're never late. Because motos are finalized by 6:15, ready to go. We race Striders at 6:45, gate drop for pedal bike at 7:00. And it's,
that's amazing.
Everybody knows we keep a schedule.
What day of the week are you guys racing?
Tuesdays and Fridays. We used to do Saturday mornings, but it was too much to compete with all the other sports.
Sure.
Too much t-ball, too much soccer, and And there was one track in Massachusetts racing Friday nights, but we don't really have any crossover with them, so we decided to make the move. And so far, it's been good. They're still getting good rider count. We're still getting good rider count.
That's great.
None of their riders would ever even come down here on a Saturday, so it's not like they were going to.
How many motos are you averaging?
Go up there on a Friday, so we're not.
How many motos are you
averaging? Much.
Go ahead, Damon.
How many motos are you averaging, say, on a Tuesday versus a Friday?
Tuesdays are smaller. We get last night I think we had 22. Last Friday,
that's not bad.
That's not bad for Tuesday.
Wait,
23 to 40 on a Friday night, depending on the week. And what's interesting. The Friday nights, I think like a lot of the riders from New York, New Jersey, far away, they'll come here one week, then they'll go to Tri-City, which is in New York, the next week. So we'll go from 25 motos one to 40 the next week, just depending on where people decide to travel. But it's good though. As long as if we can keep at 25 or close on a Friday night, 20 on a Tuesday, that's good for the track.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's
plenty.
Impressive.
Put plenty of money in the bank to start making the improvements we want.
Nice. I mean,
so anywhere between 100 and 130 riders a week.
Wow.
A race is great.
I mean, you getting 20 to 25 motos on a Tuesday. That's phenomenal.
That is impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. We got it's great. There's a track about 30 miles north of us that they race Wednesday nights and have been for years. They have a great moto counts on Wednesday. They're right in the middle of the state. They have the best location. So they kind of have the midweek lockdown, and then we have the Friday. So it kind of works out.
Yeah, we have a track here. Well, in Ohio, on a Wednesday, they're averaging almost 40 motos. Between 35 and 40
that's
motos.
When I looked at their live motos, I think they had 38 motos, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just see that many kids racing now.
Yeah.
All of our tracks were lucky to have 15 motos 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Now everybody's in the the 30 to 40. The track that races Sunday in Connecticut, they 40 motos, 45 motos every week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you run any practice nights at all?
Yeah, we do Monday as open practice. We do 4 to 5:30. We call it the Sprocket Rockets, just the 10 and unders. And then they're welcome to stay. And then 5:30 to 7:30 or 8, depending on how many people are there, open to everybody. And then Thursdays is just clinic nights. That's when we do the beginner program from 5 to 6:30, and then 6:30 to 8. We have a couple. Nick Sadolski, an XA pro, or an XB pro. He does advanced clinics, and then he's got a few kids that help, and then a couple other coaches come down once in a while.
Yeah, we'll have Justin pull those flyers up, because you got one of those clinics is kind of coming up, right? Or is that every week?
Yeah, we got a couple one-day clinics. Yeah, we got a couple.
Scroll up to the top. Go up. Yeah.
Anthony Picardo and Nick Long clinic coming, and then the ladies. Well, it's actually she's opening it to not just ladies only, because she said her boyfriend's going to be with her. I didn't recognize his name, but I think he's South American, so I think he's a South American elite that I just haven't heard of. But so that'll be a good clinic. We try to offer as much as we can. That the kids don't get those opportunities up here.
Yeah, not
a lot of the other tracks will either they just don't have the. We're the only track. We're fenced in and we're not open to the public. So I think it's tough for other tracks to do events like that when they have to shut the whole place down.
Yeah, you can't close it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. You can close it up on the race night and the practice night, but the town park's it's kind of a lot more work for them to do stuff when they're open. Plus, they're unfortunately, it's sad, but so many idiots riding quads and they ruin their tracks.
Oh, we know all about that.
The poor guys at Foothills. They had a guy out there in a quad last week. Trashed so much of their good work.
That's
the town won't let
devastating.
them fence it in.
That just Now you guys have a couple of clubs there too. You have what's called a balance bike club.
Yeah, we do that Saturday mornings because so many of the little kids, they can't stay up and trying to keep them awake till 6:45 at night to race. So a few of the moms asked if they could do something separate. So it's like it's nothing official. Like the races don't count, but they just come out Saturday mornings. And then right after that's over, like this week we have the Moto Moms.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So is that women can come and use the track? Okay, I wasn't sure where Moto Mom was going.
Yeah.
Is that like Factory Mom versus?
Yeah, no, it's my friend's wife. She kind of put it together, so I just let them use the track. And,
that's great to have that kind of just comfortable private
just
time.
Like anything, even just like little kids, like moms want to come out and try it, but it's you don't want to ride in front of 100 kids and their families, so you can come on a Saturday morning and 20 or 30 of them will have the track to themselves.
I mean, I actually. Yeah, if something like that existed around here, I would potentially consider that.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's done.
Just because, I get the point. Because I've never been on a track other than walking it, so I don't want to be in front of all you fools and look the fool.
So you get a chance to come out and try it out with nobody around.
Well, that's just
they're gonna run it. Like I open it up, set up for them, and I'll actually leave and go get lunch while they're there doing their own thing. Like I don't even need to be around for it.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea.
Well, I think it's more of a reason to go visit Chris.
Yeah.
And buy an El Camino.
Yeah.
No, I don't see how that's tied in there at all.
At least we get the first part.
He's trying though. You got to give him an A for effort.
Let's So on here though, one of the many things that you have at your track. You've got the proficiency tracker, award plaque, sprint blocks, which we're going to talk about in a little while in the jerseys. But this, your award plaque, which, hang on, there we go. I wanted to hear a little bit about how you're doing this with your local program, where it came from, and kind of what this, how this works.
This started I know people are. I don't even know if I want to say this on the air. Here, I hate trophies.
You're not alone.
You're not alone.
Right?
No,
I don't think for the brand new novice kids, they're just getting into sport. And that's awesome. First few wins. I mean, I wanted that as a kid. I remember I would get trophies. I'd have a room full, and all we would do at the end of the summer is you peel off the little plate, put it in a photo album, and throw the trophy out. So we started BML Trophies, made a thing a few years ago, which is just like a little plaque with little tabs on it. You could hang these little almost like dog tags on it with our logo. We did that for a while, and then the manufacturing of the thing got so expensive that I was like, I can't ask somebody to pay $30 for this thing. So I was like, what if you just do a plaque with stickers, and then we give them the sticker with first, second, or third place, and then just one with our logo, just race. And they're all worth points, and then at the end of the season, add up your points, and you can go through the track store. We've got EVS is making us some gear bags, helmet bags, backpacks. GT helps us out with some T-shirts. Wow. So we'll make a cool specific logo just for the award tracker.
That's a great idea.
I absolutely love this idea.
So they just trade it in for points, and then they get the sticker, so they know there are other races, and it has the year on it. So if they fill up the 20 races this year, then you can see the little part below it. Then we just get a little hook, hang on every year, just hang on a new piece. And we may change the color every year of the little piece that hangs on the bottom.
Oh, we got to talk about that later.
So it grows with you as you move forward.
Yeah, it's still. I can't believe everybody doesn't do it.
Yeah,
but I still do understand trophy. You can still get a trophy. They cost me $3.50 a piece to buy, and if someone wants a trophy, they can just they earn first place. I'll just sell them a trophy, just for whatever it costs me. I don't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. But so they collect everything basically along the season, and then you say, hey, these are all your stickers, this is what it adds up to, which, let me scroll down, and you're allowed to take, your finishes that correlate to this and buy this.
Yeah. Like, we basically made like the t-shirt and the sweatshirt really easy to get, because there's going to be we're going to have a lot of these kids, novices that may not win a race all year, so they're only going to get 1 point, but if they race 15 times, they're getting a t-shirt or a sweatshirt.
Well, and that's great track advertisement for them to be wearing that.
Yeah, and it's cool, and they get to fill it up too.
Oh.
Like I tried to get the other tracks in the state for the state series to do a big plaque with stickers, big sticker for each race, so the kids want to get all 4 tracks on it and then the final, but it's
no
a couple of
buy-in,
tracks are impossible to deal with.
Okay.
And,
I think this idea is
and I went with like the other, and then we'll have like the backpack, like I forget if it's like 30 points, which is basically, everything's worth about $1 compared to what we were kind of looking at what it's going to cost to get the stuff made.
Do you feel as a track operator compared to trophies that you're able to take whatever you're saving or building and put it right back into your program with a program like this?
Oh, 100%. Because we kind of ran the numbers and we saw what, like a trophy, like a set of trophies, the first, second, third place set of trophies, it's like almost $12 now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and especially if you're, a small, like, we do okay, but sometimes if you're all total points motos, you're giving away 3 trophy, you're basically giving away $12 every moto.
Right.
So you're getting so much money back. So now it's like, we give them the points. So at the end of the year, we're going to, I don't know how much money we'll save, but I'm not even really, just the convenience of it, and it's cool. But then, and everything we can put back into the track, hopefully at the end of the year, we save a bunch of money. But again, that's where when I call it my track a shit show, sometimes I don't think through everything. I just think this is cool, and I end up taking it in the shorts and be like, oops, didn't really save any money there. But if the kids like it keeps them coming back, then I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
I think it's
that's why we do the proficiency tracker and the welcome. We do the full plaques for welcome to expert. I mean, it's not that many kids that get them, so they cost me $10.
Right.
So I buy a couple stacks of them. So when your kid turns, if you just want one, you can buy one. But when the kid turns, like we had a kid turn intermediate last night, I give him the tracker to expert as part of turning intermediate, and then a welcome to intermediate plaque.
But it didn't.
And if kid, if he spent that much time racing, he's probably spent a good amount of money at the track, so he deserves a little something back.
Yeah.
And then now how excited they're going to be to start putting his first place stickers on that all the way through earning towards expert.
That is such a great idea, and that visual reminder of what your goal is and how you're. I mean, that's like basically what a vision board. Kind of the same basic concept, and these kids have that tangible plaque that they can, the trophies collect dust. They sit on top of a dresser. They're fun, I think, at the moment.
You want your national trophies, your double point races, those I get, or your big plaques. Like we don't even do trophies, we do the big nice plaques from BML.
Yeah.
So we won't do tower trophies anymore. But we do a really nice plaque.
Just a quick.
Our state race this year is cool. We did these. They look like football or baseball pennants.
Oh,
big triangle-like things.
No, they're over here, right? They're on your. Are they on the track?
I put a picture of them up. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward. They're. I saw the track yet. We're going to have them pretty soon.
They in the track page or your page?
They were in the track page somewhere. I took a photo of them and just said,
Tell you what, I'll find them, and we're going to let Melissa check in on social media because I think there's some people that got some questions that they would like to ask you. So
questions? I don't have any questions.
You got people.
I got people I can talk to.
There you go. All right.
I don't think. Well, I'll read as I go along.
All right.
Let's see. I got Robert I can't even talk. Start over. Cardoza and his wife are checking in from Arizona. Rick Kaneda is with us. Carl Stalls wanted to say he wanted a T-shirt like JT's. Which actually our buddy Matt Hall and his to-be wife Brittany made those for us for one of our recent fundraisers. Let's see. Who else? Rick Carter from Beer Budget BMX is with us. Billy at Gate 9 Plates says, Chris is looking hot tonight, but I think he meant Paul. Paul as Chris. Drake Robinson, Wesley Burt, Jeremy Pease. Everybody's in saying hi.
Oh, those are cool.
Jen Seabrel, that would be Mrs. Gate 9. Says, good evening, fam. T-Bone BMX, big supporter of our show. Those carbon rims that we were watching earlier. He's checking in. Blaine Hoops, our buddy down in Florida. David Dortona up in New York, as we mentioned. Why did the name of his...
DB Sports
Thank you.
World.
I was like, it was on the front of my brain, and then it just walked right out. Oh, he wants to use Chris as his stuntman for the DB Sports World TV commercial.
They got a good
All right.
So stay tuned
Light
for
something on
that
fire.
offer.
Hey, Dave, I'm going to put that commercial on the show for absolutely no cost. And it better be filmed with an iPhone 6.
That's right. That's right. Nick Jones, our good buddy at from Cape Coral BMX down in Florida, is checking in. Harry Larry says, what up, peeps? Martin Kennard says hello from Florida. He says, wish you guys were down in Orlando this weekend. It's going to be big.
Huge.
They are wrapping up their state series this weekend, so it's going to be intense. Good luck to all the riders down there, by the way, this weekend. Craig Dragna says, pretty cool. Were you in the movie Creed, Chris?
Yes.
What did you do in that movie?
How did you skip over Creed?
2, I was Dolph Lundgren's stunt double, and in Creed 1, I broke up the fight at the weigh-in.
Wait a second.
Which was a clip that was only shown on a TV inside the movie, so it's hard to find me in Creed 1.
Okay, wait.
In Creed 2, I was Dolph Lundgren's stunt double all his driving when he's chasing his son around in the car.
Okay, wait. You talked about Ghostbusters, but you left out Creed?
You see, that's another one I forgot.
It was slipped his mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
That means the list is long.
Yeah, but
Creed,
see,
Creed is way
my
higher
head
than
3 times in my
Ghostbusters.
career.
I'm sorry.
It's like the work we do, you know. Some people, the places we've installed and done things, it's
I
amazing.
know.
Melissa, what
Go
else
ahead.
we
I'm
got?
sorry, Melissa.
Oh, no, you're fine. I thought I wanted to make mention of that. Rick Kaneda was making a comment. One of our friends from Florida says he wishes the Florida tracks would reach out and use the, I'm guessing the USA BMX. I think that's when we were talking about the registration system.
It's fantastic.
Because his comment is that every track in their general area does registration a little bit different. So it'd be nice to kind of streamline that. Josh Blair, also the other counterpart to DB Sports World, is checking in. And then lastly, Nick Jones added another comment that he enjoyed his conversations with you, Chris. You're pretty cool, dude.
Nick is awesome. Actually, it's funny. Cape Coral was the first track that I ever raced as a kid. Before I got to race in Connecticut,
No kidding.
my grandparents moved there, and they lived about probably a half mile from where the track was being built. And I think it was like the winter of '76 into '77. So I got to race it that spring. I think it was maybe '78. I forget the exact years, but yeah.
All right. Well, and over
So I
at
raced Cape Coral 2 or 3 times a summer for most of the '80s.
we love
Nice.
it. We love it down there.
Yeah.
Beautiful facility.
And then Mr. Brian Fell from Mega Design Group is over on YouTube checking in. So thanks for listening, everybody, and send me some questions if you got anything you want to ask Chris.
And there is your pennant.
Yeah, those are cool.
They are.
Yeah, I had to do something
extremely
different.
rad.
Everybody does the same shit all the time. So
What's the size? What's the size of that?
the first place one I think is 17 inches. So full like the size of a full pennant, like you'd buy at a baseball game.
Nice.
And then each one is only an inch smaller. And then I did get a bunch of small ones so that everybody that with no place on it, that everybody gets.
Nice.
Okay,
They're-
cool.
Yeah, they're inexpensive enough to just when they're that small.
All right. So for myself, we get that main event qualifier.
Those
Yep.
those
MEQs. Yeah.
I've got plenty of those.
Hey, at least you get MEQs, man.
That's right.
Could be me.
Hey, buddy, it's okay.
Just start rolling the gate, Paul.
It's
Just
not
start
really
rolling the
okay,
gate,
but-
my friend.
They
Yeah.
don't call me Moto Man for nothing at Nationals.
Right. How do I explain my BMX points to the Social Security Administration when I go to my hearing? I just roll the gate.
No, you lie and you run under somebody else. Paul was in a car accident. He can't race, but he's one of
bummer.
he's actually one of the most badass announcers that self-taught, by the way. So this cat,
I taught myself how to talk.
he did. He'd go home and watch YouTube videos.
Yeah,
You got to come down and guest announce a race sometime.
I do
Maybe if
that.
we get a
Road
Gold
trip.
Cup or
Yeah,
something.
see, we keep enticing this road trip.
That's right.
I would certainly do it in a minute. I
Yeah,
could.
if they give us a Gold Cup again,
Oh yeah.
come down and do a big race.
I'm gonna go bump the gate like Mrs. T-Bone BMX,
There you go.
Darlene, who's like super pregnant right now, and just
Okay,
and then
just
I'm gonna moto mom on
clarification.
Saturday.
Melissa's not pregnant. She's
Oh,
just
hell
gonna
no.
bump the gate.
Right.
I just meant since she's not racing.
Yes. Well, but you could do the moms
Yeah.
group on Saturdays,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There you go. And you get to do a Gold Cup.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah. See, look.
There's your first official offer.
I know, and I got hired on like absolutely just word of mouth. So I guess it's not what you know, but who you know.
Didn't we already establish that?
Yeah, I think we did. But I can announce. So
Oh, baby bump the gate. No, Carl.
That's the one thing I can't do. And you'd think with my career I'd be able to. But if I'm not given the words, I can't speak.
Oh, dude, and that's why I was complaining about the wanting bigger numbers, because it's a tough road to hoe sometimes. Especially I got some binoculars here, man. It's pretty hard. It's hard to see some 3-inch numbers from 55 feet.
Yeah.
What the hell? Who am I kidding? 50 feet, 500 feet, 5 feet. It's 5 inches. It's all the same to me.
That's what she said.
Yeah, oh my God! I stepped right into that. Chris wasn't here. Chris is under contractual discrepancies again. He wasn't happy with his last round, so he's not joining us tonight.
Yes. So not Chris.
He's back in negotiations.
Yeah, Chris Beer. Yeah, he's back in negotiations.
Not our guest, right?
Yeah, he tried to play it off like some lady was having a 95th birthday, but
Well,
we know what's really going on behind
grandma.
the scenes. Yeah.
Rumor has it, the Beer Budget BMX show out in the California state, they're trying to recruit him, and that's what's going on. So
He's looking like
Rick
what
and
the
Mike's
hell are you
trying to
guys
recruit him,
talking
which he's never heard of. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is
Now I'm trying to figure out which way the camera goes when I look.
It doesn't.
Like no, like I'm like where I'm supposed to look. I'm like, is this right?
Well,
Wow, he's been in Hollywood way too long now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they tell me what to do. I don't need to guess.
Gosh, that's why we have Melissa here. She just tells us what to do.
I
So
try.
much easier.
Yeah.
So far, I've been very impressed. You guys are staying on script, so we're gonna keep. keep
Have we?
rolling. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got one more question for Chris.
Oh man, we're off.
And we're off.
No.
No, it has something to do with
okay.
BMX. Okay. All right, Chris. So on your track, you got like all these different practice days and all that stuff going on. Can I ride my 1977 Schwinn Stingray with banana seat and 8 hanger bars on that track?
As long as you pull the kickstand off, you can.
Matter of fact, me and you are gonna battle. You get your Schwinn Stingray, I get mine, and we'll have an old school race.
It's on.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't discriminate on our track. You can ride it. I don't care what it is, as long as it doesn't have a motor on it. And you got to take it. We had a bunch of kids riding dirt jumpers. I actually raced the cruiser class in dirt jumpers.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
awesome.
that's common. Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's
skip
so
that.
good to see now. And we get kids showing up to our beginner program, just your basic, Walmart bike. We have 30 loaner bikes in our shed, so I try to anybody that shows up with
Nice.
a coaster brake, like, will you please ride one of our bikes? Because I can't teach you on a coaster brake, so we give them a bike to ride.
Okay. But I'm talking me and you, old school Schwinn
That's
Stingray
it.
battle race is going down.
I
Me and
might
you.
have to cut some forks and jack up the front end again.
You can call it the Schwinn Stingray.
No problem. Let's go for it.
Speaking of that beginner program, we're gonna talk about that here.
My spelling error.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Anyone notice that?
Oh, we didn't notice that.
No, man.
Oh, I didn't notice it. Somebody else pointed it out. I was like, oh man, spelled beginner wrong.
No, not at all.
No.
So
Oh, good. Okay, well,
yeah.
strike that from the record.
So
Here,
You
move that
got-
box over that.
So again, on their website, look at first thing you do when you click on the beginner program, it takes you right to registering. It's perfect. So we're going to show you the homepage. You got the Captain Shipping Clinic Tour, and if you come down after that and you're going to get into the beginner program, look at this right there, and it's sign up.
Perfect.
First of all, amazing job on that. Let's talk about what that 5-week beginner program looks like that you're part of.
Cool. Basically, we started doing this is originally we had a guy that used to, when I started coming back to help, we had this guy, Mike Van Walde, he's actually a teacher by trade. So he was really good with kids and setting up programs. Nobody's doing anything for beginners. So we decided let's do just a beginner night. So many people just bring their kids to the track and put them in the gate. And it's like first thing the kid takes a left and wipes out 4 kids next to him. So, I grew up also playing hockey with a lot of coaching, a lot of learning before you even get to play a game. I was like, these kids need to learn how to ride a bike before they can just get thrown on the track. So we were like, let's do this. Let's do 5 weeks. We start right from the beginning of learning how to pedal standing up, learning how to pedal with your feet level, going through the turn and looking ahead around the turn where you're going, and making sure your pedal's the lever going through the corner, not so many kids going inside pedal down, clipping a pedal and ending up on their face. So we did a progression where they start all the way through, and then the last week they would race, and then after 5 weeks they're ready to join regular racing. I mean, we'll let them race as soon as they want to, but we just give them the instruction. So we just figure 5 weeks is a good amount of time to kind of give them the basics. It also gives us time to talk to the parents about all the rules, how to register, what the numbers mean, how to read a moto board, how to do everything, which you'd be surprised how many, they come, they don't know anything. They just wanted this looks cool, let's try it out. And it's a ton of fun watching the kids get better every week. Kids that can't even, they're crying, they don't even want to get in the gate. And by the 5th week, they're going as fast as they can down the track.
It is awesome.
Well, you remember
Yeah, no, it's great. We have it tomorrow night. I can't wait.
Yeah, Justin and I were responsible for a couple riders.
We did the what is it? The beginner program from USA BMX at Paul's track. And, the first thing you always hear is, we don't have enough volunteers. And we're like, well, we got 3 people. Let's do it.
Yep.
And
That's it. We need someone at the gate, someone at the finish line, someone to watch the track.
And we did it. And probably one of the most rewarding things was that year, Paul and I were at the state championship race, and we looked up and, not only had we got a good chunk of people to keep coming back to the local track we were involved in, but we're hanging out at the state championship race, and all of a sudden we're like, holy cow, there's by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that is the T-Bone Cartel rims falling in the background. But we actually got to see a lot of the kids that we brought into that program actually at the state championship with. And the best part of this was they weren't involved or in the known of knowing what, did I need to do enough races? Did I do this? Did I do that? No, they were just there to race. That's it.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
Not into the I guess you want to say the politics of it or whatever.
Or was I getting a plate? Was I going to earn a plate?
Yeah.
Nope. They were just there and they were racing. And Paul and I were like, man, that's pretty awesome right there. So
couple turned out to be some rippers, man. Was actually
they're still around racing, bro.
Yeah, dude. Little Jax Miller. He's still. I was just watching him before I come down here, and just he's so good now.
And I see you guys focus a lot on that new rider retention. So if there's other, track operators, presidents, whatever, titles via nonprofit or for-profit, whatever, what would be some of the, if you were to do a bullet point, like the top 3 things that you have found as a TO that has worked at your track?
I mean, I think the most important thing is teaching the kids safely from the beginning, because one crash and a kid could be out. It's like they take that one crash and they're like, I'm never coming back.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm never doing this again.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen it. Take your time and no pressure. It's just like, we're here to have fun. Like I see too many tracks that just want to push people, just race. Because that's the more people race, the more they get points for your track. We have 65 kids on our Thursday night beginner program, and right now only like 20 of them are racing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
so
good.
It's like they'll eventually, these kids they'll race in a couple of weeks. Maybe some won't. There are lots of parents that come. My kids don't want to race; they just want to ride the track. I'm like, okay, well, they want to do the beginner program, they want to learn, and only come to practice. And I'm fine with it. They get a membership, so they support the cause, by getting a membership to USA BMX, and they just come and ride and have fun. Like I don't care if anybody races; just have fun on a bike. They're not playing Fortnite.
Right? Yeah, 10-4, man. That's exactly.
That's it. And we have a pump track too. It's small. We're actually going to rebuild it soon. Hopefully, actually getting Mitch back when he does rebuilds turn 1. Hopefully, he's going to build our pump track too later in the summer.
Very nice. Now, before we run out of time, we want to move into talking about this amazing product, which you have built an awesome fundraising program behind, and that is the Sprint Block, which is located right behind Paul and I, up there on the...
Good. I'm glad they got you on time.
Yeah, they did.
You want me to grab it?
Okay, and first of all, let me tell you, I'm sorry I didn't let you know. Before I go off on anything, I want to say thanks to everybody. The reason is, we're doing a fundraiser on Saturday, and every 45 minutes, I'm getting a ring at the doorbell or something, and I'm constantly going up there. So
that's awesome.
People are sending stuff. So thank you, by the way. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about this because you've really done an amazing job, because I never even heard about these sprint stands, aka the sprint blocks. The sprint blocks are going to make you faster. But until I saw what you were doing with the fundraising, and we're going to put it up here.
This was trying to break it.
Well, no, this is the neat thing. So one of the things, if you do sprints, right away that, you need an adjustable stand. So this reminds me very much of the Legos that we played with. And you can adjust the height on this, and it comes with an anti-skid mat and the slide. So for those that have not watched YouTube videos, Chris, explain the importance of the Sprint Block slide.
I think it gives you the natural motion that you're going to follow through the gate. And that's the most important thing. I wouldn't call it an expert by any means, but Sean Dwight, who invented the Sprint Block, and obviously he's a world-class BMX coach. He's Connor Field's coach, Felicia Stansel, and countless other elites and Olympians. He's coached 10 world champions, but he just said a static sprint doesn't really do you any good. You might as well just start, if you're just going to sprint to build leg speed, you might as well just start with your foot down. Starting on a block that doesn't move is basically useless, and it just teaches you bad habits because you're not doing anything towards progressing a better gait. But using this Sprint Block, it's the same motion. You come back and you pop out just like you're in the gate. But they're better off watching the videos, because I don't want to misexplain anything, his science behind it. But I know it's helped me a ton. I used to pull back too far in the gate, and I'd get stuck and chasing the gate. But it just makes everything a lot more efficient.
All right, and now there's your science on how and why it works. Where and what are you doing, and how are you incorporating this into your track program?
Well, basically, I'd actually, I'm sure if you guys have been around a long time, you know who Sean Dupree is. He's a legendary now 51 over X.
Like the guy that's won Nat 1 how many times?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
He's from Boston, so he would come down just to ride the track. A couple times a year, they'd come down, come on a Saturday, and he had one. He told me about it. And I was like, oh wow, that's cool. This will really help me. And then so I bought one, but I had to order it from Australia. It took 3 weeks, and at the time with the exchange rate, it was $260 American, because you had to do the exchange, all this and that. So I actually wanted to buy another one, so I just sent an email to the info at Sprint Block. It was like, do you have a U.S. distributor? People over here want them, but sometimes it takes 3 weeks or a month to get from Australia. And he's like, No, I don't. It's like, well, how would you make me a deal if I bought a bunch and I'll just sell them here, and I'll use the profit to put towards the track. So he gave me a really good deal. So I basically sell them it costs everybody the same price it would without the shipping from Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the track makes like $65 for each one I sell.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's, And, the first time I bought it, I brought in 30 I think it was like the end of January, and they were gone in 2 weeks. And then the next time I brought in 100, and I think when I'm looking at the bottom, I'm in my garage, and I got 4 boxes. So I got about 30 left of the 100. But also I've been so busy with the track, I haven't really marketed it much to try to sell more. I sell like 1 or 2 a week at the tracks. I have a couple on display there, but now it's time. Now I'm getting caught up, start selling again, and then get some more brought in. But it's great so far. Everybody that's bought them loves them. It takes a little getting used to, but I highly recommend watching. Barry Nobles has really good instructional videos on it, and Connor Fields has a couple instructional videos on it, and how they use it and why they use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would make sense to watch the pros and don't listen to me. Just buy one so we can rebuild the turns of the track and let the pros tell you how to use it.
And they can go right to your website and order it right from you directly. Then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did that so everything goes right through the track. I can track everything. I know what money's coming in, what's going out. So it makes it easy because, like I said, I mean, I'm a nightmare as an accountant. My only accounting is I go through everything. I don't even use cash at the track. Any cash I deposit it, and then I will I'll withdraw it again, so I have a record of what's going out to somebody instead of. So I don't use QuickBooks or anything. I just use our basic bank statement every month.
Nope.
Yeah, it's a smart way to do it.
I need an accountant, is what I need.
Ben from Lansing, if you're listening, there you go. He's part of the Lansing track that we're going to be at Saturday. He's an accountant. Yeah, and I'll tell you what.
Tell me what I need to do to,
He is a wizard with Square.
So far, so good. The IRS hasn't come knocking, and
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Been doing my taxes, and they're so far they're happy with it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's all that matters.
That's perfect.
So here's what we'll get you next week. You're gonna see some videos of Damon and myself and Paul trying to use the sprint block. Yeah, it'll be.
I will.
Yeah,
show you guys what's up.
Yeah, you want to clip in? You want to go flats first?
Flats first.
Yeah, I'm going flats first on that bad boy.
Yeah.
We're gonna take that display model back there.
The only clips I've ever used were on chip bags. So
yeah, that's it.
All right, we're gonna have some videos of us out using it here and
falling down out there.
I got my bike in the car right now, so
you want to film this afterwards
in the dark?
Yeah, no, we will get arrested. We will get arrested.
You ever watch WKRP in Cincinnati?
Of course. Yeah. Venus Flytrap, greatest DJ ever.
Drives around, does a shot.
Yeah.
They're dropping like bombs.
Do a sprint and see how long till you can't stay on the block anymore.
Dr. Johnny Fever. That's
there
my
you
man
go.
right there.
Can't believe you didn't shout out.
I just aged myself with that comment.
Well,
you and everybody else in this room.
Yeah, I'm yelling Venus Flytrap. He's Johnny Fever.
Man.
Ronnie Anderson was my first crush.
Les Nessman.
He was not my first crush.
So for those of you that do know,
I did like his walls though.
And there goes our teenage audience.
If we had any.
These guys are those 20-somethings have dropped off.
Wow, I really thought turkeys can fly.
Yeah, that was they're dropping like bombs. Yeah.
Wow, now it gets really specific that there's like 4 of us that know those references.
Remember they did the Who?
No, I do.
Yeah.
They did the Who episode where the people got trampled at the concert.
Brian Fells with you. He mentioned on YouTube the turkey drop.
Yeah.
No, that's the best one ever. Yeah, who thought that would be a good idea? Frozen turkeys from a helicopter.
Right.
Paul did. Absolutely.
Gosh.
I can go on and on about that show, but we're going to stop.
We will. We'll talk again. We will. So we do have to go plug our friend that sponsors the video chat line that you are brought in on, and we will come back, and if you have any shout outs you'd like to give, we will. But being that last week we did announce that the cruise has been postponed, and being a very busy week here at the ATV studios, it's not your typical commercial. So with that said, we're going to bring you the Mighty Mo's BMX Cruise commercial that is commercial-less. So we'll read through what's going to happen. And you know what, Paul? You better show up early next week so we can get this commercial edited, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You mean the one that I have to redo?
Yes. So big shout out to our sponsor that brings us the video chat line, Mo and Anita. The cruise has been postponed due to COVID. And look, it just would not have been the same experience if we'd have tried to do it this year. But we're going to do it next year. Melissa, are you excited for this?
Oh, my gosh.
It's now 5 nights.
I am beyond. I'm very disappointed that it's not occurring this year, although the timing is better for us, turns out. But
Yeah.
yeah, we've gained a night. We've changed locations, so we're now leaving out of. Well, technically, you'll fly into Orlando, but Port Canaveral. It's what now the third actual cruise ship I think this has been booked on. We're on to the Mariner of the Seas. Touring the Bahamas, it's still 3 stops, which we need to list them on here because I always forget the first one. I think it starts with an L. Somewhere in the Bahamas. We'll get that on the new commercial. I know Haiti is another stop, and then they're still doing the day of fun at Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island there. So all the same events still planned, all the same special guests. Stu Thompson's going to be there. Is Hollywood still emceeing?
Hollywood
as far as
and
we know?
Howard. Yeah, and Howard.
And then we're going to honor Howard Cato with a humanitarian award. Still dodgeball tournament. Still toga party. I mean, the list is endless. You guys need to be here. This
Gives
is going to
Justin
be the
another year to recruit a dodgeball team.
I got it done.
Yeah.
I know.
Son.
Yeah, you got
We're
2.
actually working on building the seasickness patches up.
Yes.
So I'm going to start putting them on him at night now.
I'm going to tell you, here's
like
how,
instead of thriving, he's going to be like drama meaning.
here's how worried Gate 9 is about their dodgeball team. They're now stepping up as one of the main sponsors of the cruise.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, they are sponsoring the Stu Thompson event.
Yes.
Where he
Because
will tell us his story.
he's got to recruit.
But I think Jen gets to go now, where there was some questions.
Yes.
So there are a lot of benefits to having postponed this. And of course, T-Bone and his beautiful bride will now be able to join us as the main sponsor of the cruise.
Yes.
And she is going to need it.
Since Baby Bambino, Baby Pork or Lamb Chop or whatever
Lamb
the
chop.
hell they're going to end up calling it.
Lamb chop.
Lamb chop.
Yes.
Although Gate 9 really wants them to call the baby some type of condiment like mashed potato or tater tot or I don't know. Which I don't think is taken off yet. He's the only one that's been pushing that.
Well, we...
No wonder he can't recruit a dodgeball team.
No, he can't.
He's focused on the condiments and not the main course.
Yeah.
No. And just to be fair, Chris, being that the cruise has been backed up a year, any chance you might jump on that with us?
It all depends on when it is. I think it'd be pretty cool. But I think, is it in September?
September 19th through the 24th. We leave on
that's
Monday.
always that's right around when the Connecticut State Championship is. So it's always it's be tough to get away from the track.
Yeah.
Understood.
But maybe by then I'll have enough of a board in place and enough of a crew that I'll feel comfortable leaving for a week.
Well, keep it in mind and get in touch with Anita. She'll hook you up.
Yeah. And you do have a spot on the All Things BMX dodgeball team.
Yeah.
Everybody has a
Not on the
spot.
Gate 9 team, just for the record.
Yeah, we don't
cool.
discriminate.
Yes, absolutely. And we want to thank Anita and Mo, not only for sponsoring the show with their amazing cruise, but they have donated to our fundraiser on Saturday a all expense paid cruise. All you got to do is find your way down
Nice.
to Orlando. So,
wow.
this prize includes all taxes, port charges, and what's it called, Melissa? Event fees, right?
Did it include the event fees?
Yeah,
I wasn't
event
sure
fee.
about that
The event
one.
fees are waived. So,
Very nice.
as Billy would say,
Is the drink package included?
no,
No.
Damn it.
no one's gonna afford that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not yours.
They could for me.
Well, yeah, but no. As Billy would say, literally all you have to do is get down to Orlando.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you win this, and we'll be
And that's based on occupancy for 2.
That's right. So 2 people.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And on that note, real quick, Friday night, if you guys don't have anything to do, tune in. We're going to do an extra special bonus edition of All Things BMX. We have not done a Friday Night Live in a long time. So we're going to do a Friday Night Live show where we're going to talk about all the items and people that have donated to this. And we want to say thank you to everybody. And we'll explain everything because there's as I said earlier, there's a ton of things that we're going to go over and have at that race. So
are they ready for a Friday night show?
I don't know. Let's ask Chris if we can call him on Friday. He's got his race. Yeah?
He'll be racing.
If you catch what time? I'll be at the track till about 9:30.
Perfect.
Absolutely would pick up while I'm at the track.
All right, we'll call you after the track. After your race. We got to call. We got to make a note. Call Chris after 9:30.
Well, we're gonna make this show early though, right? Because we got so much going on
We will.
on Saturday.
No problem.
Like showtime should be about 8 o'clock, I think.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Nah.
That's gonna be the plan.
We're going till 4 a.m, baby.
If I'm compromising, nope.
It'll be a good time. We're going to go through everything. Chris, anything, anybody, people, programs you'd like to give a shout out to before we transition into our next week's show and our trivia and newsmaker and showcase segment?
I just really want to say, thanks to all the families that come out to the track every week, and my help, like my partner that helps me run the track, Bill Fellows and Matt Soom and Jim McConney. They're the 3 that are there day in and day out helping me get the track in the shape it's in. Couldn't do it without those guys. It's amazing. But most of all, it's the families that show up every week and just having a blast. That's it.
Now, out of all the programs that you've thrown into your track, which one have you felt personally has been the most rewarding for yourself that you've saw, either like from results or just personal gain? Like, where do you feel?
Oh, the beginner program. Actually, well, hopefully we're actually going to bring it back this year. We did an outreach program.
Okay.
A few years ago, one of our riders, Mike Segrist, is a police officer in Bridgeport, and about 10 years ago, he started bringing a few kids from their community center up to the track, but he wasn't getting any support from the old TOs, so we didn't do it. But 2 years ago, we actually worked with the city of Bridgeport, went through the school resource officers, and we had about 30 kids coming up to the track every Monday.
Wow, nice.
In the afternoon. And that was fantastic. Because these are kids from Bridgeport's basically an inner city, and they don't get a chance to get on a BMX track. And so that was great. But this year we're actually gonna be able to. We couldn't do it last year because of COVID, but we're gonna be able to do it again this year. Starting like in Connecticut, all the restrictions started loosening up, and so the kids are back at the community center and stuff. So we're hoping to start that up again in a few weeks. So he'll get that organized, through the police department. That's one of the coolest things, because you get these kids that would never have a chance to try BMX. And, we had a couple of the kids that really liked it and kept coming back even on nights that they wouldn't, we got bikes for. And GT has been great. They donated a bunch of bikes over the years. They give us a few bikes every year that we can give out to some kids. So that's probably the most rewarding is that, as a kid, I grew up single mom, and she did everything she could to get me what she did. So I was definitely a benefit of programs like that as a kid too. So it feels good to get back.
Now, before we move on, we do got to talk about this being in the same climate as Michigan. You're well aware of the winter.
Oh yeah.
So I want these. Gosh, this is absolutely amazing. So you guys did, this went like, what do they call it? Like social media famous, Insta famous.
Yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, this was the greatest day of BMX racing in my life.
Oh man, we're gonna do the winter race here real quick. I gotta change what we're looking at here.
The last blast.
Oh man. I can't tell you. I think I've watched it at least 4 or 5 times here.
I wish we had better video. I got lucky that one of the moms took this video.
Look at that.
I know, that's awesome.
This. Oh, every track is like right now thinking we can
Crazy
do.
thing is, like, one guy's jumping. The guy's in first place. He's actually
Yeah.
jumping.
We actually were going to try to do a snow race, and it would just be sloppy and rainy every time we planned one. Because of this video. It's just awesome.
Like
To
now,
fall.
where did that idea come from?
Well, we would always every year, because where we are, it's New England, but we're down on the coast, so we stay a little bit warmer. So sometimes in December we'll still get 45, 50-degree days. So we decided that like 6 years ago that we're going to race till the 15th, till the end of the point season every year, December 15th, no matter what happens. We had to cancel a couple races like weeks before that just because of rain, whatever. That morning, that was the year before I took over as TO. So you heard the guy on the mic, that was Rich the TO. He called it like 6 in the morning, he goes, it's going to snow today. I was like, I mean, everybody's on the way. Let's just do it. Let's see what happens. And we got there, and it was that perfect light snow, that plenty of traction in the turns. We just told everybody, like, we're not letting anybody race in flips today. Everybody was cool with it, and everybody put flat pedals on, and we just had a blast. And afterward, we had the fire pit going for a couple hours. I'm bummed I don't have the video. This one kid that races there, at the time he was 15 or 16, Johnny Mora, jumped the middle double. Like, I've never seen anybody that high in the air in the snow, and he had a cape on. It was pretty amazing. And then our friend Jocelyn was racing in a bunny suit.
Oh my
It was,
gosh.
it was probably one of the most fun days of BMX I've ever had.
Nice.
Now, again, just for the record, you said it was what was the temperature out?
It was like 25, 30.
Okay, all right, 25, 30. See, when the TO at the track, Paul and I were at, he wanted to try it. It was negative, probably 25 or 30 that day.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we can't.
I wonder how the gate would even react in that cold a temperature.
Slow.
It wouldn't have mattered because it wouldn't have mattered. No one was going. Nobody was going to be there.
If a gate drops in the woods, can you still hear it?
Right.
It wasn't enough liquor to keep me warm.
No.
Yeah, no.
And the best was he's like, we have one of those heaters with the dome top things on it. I'm like, no.
One.
No, we have one. No. Chris, I'd say thank you so much, and don't go anywhere. We're going to slide into our trivia segment here, and we're going to talk about.
Don't answer the question, Chris.
Don't answer the question.
No, I'm just going to hang out and listen to the rest of the show. Perfect. We're going to switch it up a little bit for those of you that are familiar with the format of the show. We are moving into the trivia a little bit earlier here. So, Melissa, are you ready?
I am ready. Have little faith.
All right.
I've lost it. All right, guys. Got my usual sticker pack here for you. There's some new additions in there, but you'll have to win it to see them. A T-bone ball cap here. And one of my favorite.
Get boned.
God, why can't I ever get this in the right direction?
It's the opposite way on the camera.
I know, you'd think.
Actually, we're going to have Chris send us some pointers on how to be on camera.
Stop watching myself. That's the problem there. And then your typical ATB backpack. You need one of these, I'm telling you. They hold shoes really well, don't they, honey?
Yes, they do. Well, I keep my flats shoes
extra pair
and clip shoes in there.
That's what I keep the track walkie-talkies in.
Ah.
It's good to know.
Very nice. See, multi-purpose. All right. Let me pull up this is a question about Chris and his track. The official name for the track that Chris is a TO at is Trumbull T.R.A.C.K BMX, and track being T.R.A.C. I would like to know, to win this trivia pack, what does T.R.A.C.K stand for in the official name?
Nice.
You know what? We did a really good job of kind of moving around and not hitting that. So those that know, as they say.
Google win.
Get off Google. You're not allowed to use Google.
Well, no, they'd have to use
I know.
Google.
I probably will.
Well,
whoever-
Dragon's fingers already moved.
Oh,
quick.
man.
Right, whoever
Right.
got the fastest fingers.
Dragno already knew. See, that's the thing, man. He knows
All right.
everything.
We're going to go to our next week's show. And, it didn't update. It has Chris's name on it.
With a picture of Chad Grace.
Well,
You
that
look
is
different.
a fun
Yeah,
combination.
you look different
though.
with sunglasses on, I must admit.
Maybe he's in
A lot of
character.
makeup in that picture.
Yeah.
It's Chris Gombos as Chad Grace.
It's stunt double.
Doubling him.
Yeah, stunt double. Can you say pump, pump?
Pump, pump.
Boom, boom.
There you go. That's all you need.
Hey, before we leave, I'm going to record you saying the pump pump and use it at the beginning of his show next week. Yes. So next week, Mr. Chad Grace himself, Mr. Pump Pump, will be on recapping the Florida State Championship Series.
This will be Moto 2 with him, right?
Yeah, I just can't. It's just I can't stop laughing looking at that. And now it's time for our showcase segment, brought to you by our good friends at Answer BMX. And as it was last week.
Look at you put up your cute video.
Well,
your Mr. Rogers.
This was my Mr. Rogers video. It didn't start from the beginning, but I did do a little walk-in and
he opens the door. Oh,
hi.
Hi, boys and girls.
Didn't know you were joining us this evening. Come on in.
Yeah. And Billy from Gate 9 told me the next time I do that, I have to change my shoes to slippers. But for those of you guys that are joining that somehow do not know, this Saturday, just a few days from now, and what you're looking at in that video is just a part
Oh my gosh.
of
It is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, transit.
Yeah, so Chris, just for the
full
record,
series.
two complete series with the instructional DVD included, and that's just some of them. The list is insane of people and companies that have donated. You got MCS donating a hat, shirt, jersey, stickers. You have an Answer helmet worn by Anthony Dean, autographed and authenticated that he wore that in the 2014. Well, it doesn't matter. I got
295.
We have the letter. It doesn't matter. He wore it during his World Cup run, and you can actually view that very same helmet on his GoPro camera. And since this video we did last week, we have more bikes, we have more frames, we have more
a complete
product.
wheelie bike.
Oh my
We
gosh!
have pads that nobody uses anymore.
No, here's the thing.
Those are fun.
So the thruster pad sets that you're looking at right now, the cool thing about those is we have a complete thruster bicycle that was donated by our friends over at Holt Pro Cycle. I went and picked it up.
Thank you, Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah, no kidding. Thanks, Scoot.
No, it's been absolutely amazing. We're gonna go here, and then we'll pull up the
What else have we
showcase.
added?
We've got
Strider. There's a Strider bike to be raffled off.
We have a Strider bike.
Got T-shirts from Howard Cato and his crew.
Mm-hmm.
Sweetie.
I just got a beautiful handmade pink sort of breast cancer awareness color beach bag, I would call that, donated from Harry Smith and his wife.
Yep.
I guess is it her mom that his wife's mom that
his mom.
His mom that hand makes these. It's gorgeous. It's huge. It's going to be awesome.
It'll fit all your gear.
It will.
Yep. And Robert Cardoza, and if you don't know him, he was in the movie E.T., and he was the stunt rider, and he has an autographed picture from the movie, and there was only 20 of these prints made that he has autographed for the raffle. T-Bone has donated 2 sets of carbon rims, not the ones that Damon knocked down earlier.
Those are for Billy.
Scratch and dent.
He's got two sets of carbon rims. He has a week at Camp T-Bone that's up for raffle. He has, for those of you non-BMXers, he has a week at See To It also, so you can just go and hang out at that beautiful condo
Which
down
is a
there.
condo in Cape Coral, Florida.
Gosh,
for anybody that doesn't know.
Pretty nice.
I did not know.
It's pretty nice. It's nice.
Vacation rental.
It is.
Good times.
And the list goes on, and we're going to be doing a show again on Friday talking about that. So make sure you join us. Billy from Gate 9 will be playing Melissa's spot as the producer. So
Wait, what?
well, that's what he thinks. And
I was like, no, All be sitting here.
well, he'll be sitting at one of the other chairs.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Billy going to be here Friday?
Yeah.
I might have to just show up.
All right.
I wasn't
We're going to call
invited, but
Chris
I'll
too.
crash.
100%.
It will be a good time. So for those of you that would are wondering what the See To It looks like, here, there you go. And I have to turn this one off. That is just a sneak peek at what the See To It condo looks like. And I'll go full screen. So you can win a week down in Florida, Cape Coral.
Yes. Somebody's already planning a trip back down there.
We all are. All of us are. It's a gorgeous place. You are an hour from 4 BMX tracks, so even if it's not quite your thing, it still can be your thing.
She already said she hang on at the pool all day.
And you can. Totally can. So just a lot of tons and tons of donations. We have, what did we get today, Melissa, from BMX Rocks, the photographer? The discount code. Sorry.
I'm like, I maybe didn't open that one.
Nope. I'm sorry. Yeah, she sent us a discount code. Anybody going to the race?
Oh, yes.
On Saturday, she's giving a discount code for her digital download.
Each attendant,
Yes,
each attendee at the race can download a portrait of them, one picture from her gallery.
And she sent us a whole bunch of stuff, some awesome T-shirts. The list goes on. And as we said earlier, there's a cruise that's going to be there. Answer S Square has a frame. Truth, Damon brought down a street frame. It's amazing. And look, this is for an amazing cause. Melissa's mom's been diagnosed with breast cancer. We're gonna do the fundraiser for her mom. So come out and hang out with us. And if that isn't enough, it's Michael Magg's 50th birthday.
You're right.
Will Michael Mag be in attendance?
On Saturday, he will.
Damn straight.
Look forward to seeing you, Mike.
He is the
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
For those that don't know,
We bonded a little bit. We had
he's sleeping right now, though.
13 hours to talk to each other.
he
He's been working a lot, though. He probably listens to it later.
he does.
He
And
does listen to it later.
he is the he's the team manager of the Ohio
Ohio branch.
of All Things BMX racing team, which
Nope,
consists
crew. We're a
of
crew, not a team.
crew. You're right. All Things BMX crew, which consists of
Not
himself
what the jersey says.
and Carl and one other person.
Does say
So-
race team.
So,
Just let you know.
with that very long information, join us Friday, and we're going to call Chris, and we're going to call Jerry Landrum, Brian Fell. We're going to do open forum. We're going to call the guys out in California at the Beer Budget show. They don't know this, but now they do. It's going to be a good time.
Be ready.
We're just going to promote what we're going to be doing that next day out at the bike track.
Sound like a great time.
And we have
Can't
lights.
wait.
By the way, we have lights.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So we
not that
won't
we
have-
need to worry.
Well, yeah, I mean, it went late one time, and
It was in
it got
October.
dark.
You know
yeah,
what?
that is. Was that October?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, yeah. It would race under the headlights.
We did.
Fun, though.
Now, I want to ask
For
this
me, I
real-
wasn't riding.
I want to ask this real quick to Chris, our guest. Have you ever had a race where your entries that were racing had to strap headlights or flashlights to their bicycles?
No, fortunately, well, we have great lights at our track.
Oh, you lucky.
I
one of
did
the tracks,
notice
I
that
think
in the
it was-
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the tracks again. I think Foothills had to pull a couple cars up to the track at the end of a race a couple years ago. But yeah, no, haven't had anybody with headlamps yet. I think it'd be kind of fun though.
Cut the lights off and do it.
Well,
If they stay up where they're, I seen a guy have some difficulties with
no.
his headlight.
yeah, I thought I could take one of those shop lights that you can buy and has a
Oh, yeah.
stand, and I threw that thing on the front of my bike, and it flipped backwards right at me.
Oh, did
Yeah.
it go down?
I did. It did. I'm not sure where I went on the track, but I didn't fall. But it was a great.
I feel like he skipped the third straight.
I might have.
Or maybe it was the second straight.
It might have been the second. I'm not sure, but I tell you what, those are always the stories that are talked about. Like, you know, like Chris is saying, they had to pull the cars up. That night, evening, like people were pointing their cars at the track, and
And the drag about it, it's like each straight
downhill,
drops
man.
down. So like the cars that were over here were only like flashing on part of the straights, and same up top. It was.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It might have almost made it worse than riding in the pitch black. Lord's honest truth.
Come around the corner to a set of headlights.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, you know what was the coolest thing was the because it was a money race thing, and moneyless race that we did for breast cancer awareness.
bragging rights.
When you went into the last turn, there was like 15 parents standing there with their cell phones with the light on, like holding it like this as you went around the last corner.
That's awesome.
It was it was one of those
a
things.
good time.
Yeah, so
A little bit of rain.
we didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Printer ran out of paper. It was a good time. So we're looking forward to everybody that can make it out this Saturday. Are we going to check in on trivia?
I got a winner.
What?
Yep.
winner chicken
We
dinner.
got a winner.
I do. Miss Lori Peterson had the correct answer. And the correct answer is Trumbull Racing and Cycling Kids. Cardoza came close, but he missed the cycling part.
Oh.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for playing, and Lori's going to send me her address, and we'll get the package out to you sometime.
I wonder if that's Sparky's mom.
We can ask.
No.
He just asked.
Just
Yeah.
ask, right?
You just asked. Yeah, we'll find
it's
out.
definitely a new name, so I'm
didn't
hoping that means a new listener and a continued listener.
Yeah.
We didn't scare anybody off.
No. Then we got a winner, so we got to go check in with our friends at Heavy Pedals. Quick commercial, and they dropped the new issue.
Number
right.
6.
Number
Find it at your favorite
Yeah.
retail outlet.
All right, we'll be right back. Heavy Pedals with a Z.com. Head over now and get issue 5 with our cover boy, Kyle Barnhart. Heavy Pedals is now looking for contributing photographers and writers. Please email Chuck at heavypedals.com. And while you're at it, check out our website at Heavy Pedals for the latest Heavy Pedals apparel and goods. Do you need screen printing? Be sure to check out Heavy Printing Company for all your screen printing needs. Find them on Facebook at Heavy Printing Company.
Most of us have.
It is time for our Newsmaker segment, and it's brought to you by our good friends over at Faith BMX. We've got Haley on site she's going to name her new studio, so we're going to listen to our friends at Faith, and then we're going to listen to Haley.
Hey guys, what's happening? We're over at Faith Race USA, and we just want to welcome you guys on over. Faith is a little bit of a different brand, and you've probably seen us from national to national, and we'd love you all to come check out our stuff. We've got really cool premium racewear, so kind of a step above, and we hope to see you guys soon. Check us out at www.faithusa.com. All the best.
Welcome to Haley's Corner, coming to you from the Faith Race Studio in Riverview, Florida. The racing was unbelievable at Charlotte BMX for the final regular stop on Sunshine State Series Tour. With a record of 909 riders and 164 motos, that set a new record and made for some extremely competitive racing. With it being the last stop before championships, points were a goal. Some age groups were only separated by points or two going into this weekend's championships in Orlando. The Florida State Championship Series is not possible without sponsors, volunteers, and Newsted BMX staff. Thank you JNR, Sarasota BMX Academy, Fly Racing, Tangent, Haps, T-Bone BMX, West Coast Racing, Kate BMX, Charlotte BMX, Answer, Powers Bike Shops, Profile, Okie Hilly BMX, and all the Sunshine State Series staff. A huge shout out to Dale Wright from some of the Sunshine State staff. He sets up everything and breaks it down every state race. Dale, we love you and appreciate everything you do for the sport. Now to the battles on track. In 10 Cruiser, Sean Mayhew was the man on point both days. In 10X class, Eli Staten took a break from nationals and put on the full tilt radio to the top spot both days. 12 girls had Avery the Voice Jones on the podium both days. In 13 Cruiser, Jaden Mitchell and Logan Caldwell battled all weekend, and that ended up with Jaden taking the top spot. 14 Cruiser had Brady Beetlejuice Jones on the top spot. 15-16 Girl Cruiser had Mackenzie Fuchs and Emerson McCracken battling all weekend for the top spot, with Mackenzie pulling off the win. 16 Inner, Caden Lee Hugh pulled off first place podium. A few notable finishes on the podium. Nicholas Fuchs, Wayne Hardman, Jonathan Gable, Aiden Erdman, Nick Post, and Gianna Clark. A super duper shout out to Amanda Carr. She was looking so amazingly fast in the female pro-am, taking top spot. Alec Bob took the top spot both days in the male pro-am. Ford Championship Series will be on fire. That's a wrap. Riders ready? Watch the gate.
As always, doing an awesome job. You know who we missed, right? We didn't get the guest appearance by Turtle. Yeah, her little brother. But you know what? Awesome job. And as always, we appreciate Haley the Hair Kaneda bringing us all the Florida check-in from their state series, which if you ever get a chance to experience that, make sure you guys do. It's an entire different world at one of the Florida State races.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
I went to an Everblades game one time. That's the closest I've been to a Florida State race.
Well, I thought you were going to say you went to an Everclear concert.
No, Florida Everblades, my friend. Went and watched a little hockey down there. Yeah, it's the best place for it.
Actually, a good friend of mine played for the Everblades.
I was just informed that a guy I know played for the Everblades too, and the Orlando Solar Flares and the Erie Monsters.
Was that on our way down to?
I played Jamie last year. Yeah, he played going back to the 90s though.
That's probably when your friend played too.
Was 90s? It that far back?
I don't know.
Well, considering that I just found out he's having a birthday and his age, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You want to give that name?
No, that was old Michael Mag.
There you go, Michael Mag, the guy that we mentioned earlier played for him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and awesome. Excellent segue, because we're going to go to our birthday segment brought to you by On Two Wheels. And this week we have a very, very large group of birthdays.
I was actually just going through and realized that it went onto the second page here. So there is a lot of people.
Right.
Am I doing this?
Go ahead.
Let me see if I can enunciate these names properly. I'm going to say happy birthday to Robbie Chapman, to Greg Straney, Daniel Bennett, Sam Gilmore. Happy birthday to Mary McCormick and Mary Paul. We got a lot of Marys going on here.
Mary.
Yeah, we'll skip the dice bit. Jane Cardoza, happy birthday. And then Eric Chase, Michelle Martin, Carl Roney, Mr. Michael Mag himself, is aforementioned.
As we said.
And we'll flip that script, and I'm going to say Steve Everett. Yeah, there's a lot of them. It's going to be Scott Yocolette. Okay, I was close.
So Fort Wayne local pro.
Fort Wayne local pro there. Okay, Jessica Fulp.
Gate 9.
Okay.
What is Adam? He's the team manager for the Florida Gate 9, so that would be his wife.
Okay. And then Dennis's daughter, Like,
You notice I put it on there. I thought I put it in the notes, and it totally ended up on the screen.
okay, so yeah, happy birthday to Steph Burnham. That's Dennis's daughter.
Yep.
And we're gonna say Ryan King. Is that supposed to be
That was
Davies?
It's a copy and paste issue that we have within Windows, the new update.
Okay, so that's not right, or is that right?
No, it's Mark Davis.
Okay, all right, okay.
It's a copy and paste issue.
There we go. So we got
Consonants of vowels.
Coach K. Kevin
Cacavelli.
Cacavelli. All right, Justin Tank Schultz.
You know Tank?
Yeah, I know the name Tank.
We know Tank.
We got Jeff DeVito. We have my very lovely stepdaughter, Alyssa Candy, who is the mother of my very beautiful grandbaby. Yeah, I love my Harley bug. And then we have Chris's grandma, turns 95, which that's still under question. I think it's still contract disputes, but he claims it's that woman's 95th birthday.
That's why he's not here.
He may or may not be taking her out to dinner this evening.
Yeah, I believe he probably is. He's a good guy. Probably choppered her over to like a nice steakhouse somewhere.
You know what I think he did? Probably put her on the back of the Harley. He took her down to like the Ruth and Chris.
Yeah.
This is how not proper I am.
Yeah, where is that, Justin?
Yep, Highland House, and took her down there on the back of his Harley.
Good time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our guests for joining us this evening. Chris, thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming on and helping us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. It was rad. I love talking about the track. It's a great show. I love it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely. And we can't tell you how much we look forward to having you on again. And everybody listening and watching right now, make sure if you guys want to see another show, because if you don't, we're never going to do one again. Go on Facebook and like us. Make sure that you go to YouTube.
Ring the bell.
Bell.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. I don't know. I don't know what you do on Twitter.
You twitch.
You twitch. Or you twitch.
Wow.
You twitch on Twitter.
Jesus.
And you tweet over on that other thing. But we really appreciate it.
Are you going to talk about Snapchat?
There's a whole lot of
I've been
things
banned.
there. So, look, make sure you guys go check out
Told you
our
to leave those
YouTube
12-year-olds
page.
alone.
Oh, God. And Melissa with the callback of the evening.
FBI's on me now. Good times.
Good times.
It's nice knowing you guys.
We are never going to be on again. All right. And
Good, I can have my own show.
for those
Later.
For those of you that do not want to root for the Detroit Lions and you are Pittsburgh Steelers fans, make sure you go over and check out Trumbull BMX because they have the most gorgeous logo you're going to find in BMX. And listen to us on your favorite podcast. Look, and here's a funny thing. The other day, I Googled, was looking up some weird BMX bike part, and funny thing, our podcast showed up on Amazon.
Did it?
It did, and
Why?
Because of
what could you purchase? I'm just curious how that popped.
Oh, Amazon has their own podcast service now.
Oh, my bad.
Nice.
I did not realize that. How
Well, we're
cool.
global, so you could go upstairs
That is
and you
true.
could tell. Hopefully, nobody has an Alexa. You could say, "Alexa, All Things BMX show," and it'll turn on.
Oh.
Good times.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's pretty awesome. I think. Yeah. So
It's something.
it's.
We'll leave it at that.
And for those of you,
Join us on Saturday, please, guys, and thank you in advance to all the volunteers that have come forward, are going to be there Saturday, are helping us out, everybody that's donated everything. On behalf of my mother, she's completely overwhelmed by she doesn't quite understand everything that I'm showing her, but just to know that there's so many people in the world that are willing to step up and help a complete stranger, just make her life a little bit easier. She's beyond humbled by that. She will have her first treatment on Friday, so she is hoping that fingers crossed, low side effects, and she'll be trying to join us at some point in time on Saturday. So, because she is so
hopefully.
excited to meet everybody, and
Awesome.
it will be her very first live BMX race. So
Sweet.
Oh, there we go.
she's that's what we're praying for.
Well,
So-
if she's up to it, me and Billy got special Mountain Dew for her.
Oh, yeah. She is a whiskey girl, so
Hey.
she will be all over that.
Chris, if you have 11 tanks of gas to spare, you want to just slide on out
Swing on
to Lansing,
down.
you know.
Well, considering you can leave right after your race on Friday.
Yeah, you'd be there in time.
And be-
I got a bunch of plywood I can sell that I can buy plenty of gas.
Yeah,
there you go.
Hell, you could rent Chris's chopper.
Yeah.
Chris got his own. Chris has his own chopper. He'll come out there for that kind of money.
Right.
No, that's one board.
Yeah, it's like a 4x sheet of
Yeah.
it's like press board, not even OBS, man.
Right.
Or treated. They'll come out and pick you up. Chris, again, hang out with us, man. I want to make sure we can get you in here again for another show. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Everything you had to share with us. Thank you guys. Thank you so much, and thank everybody that is being a part of this fundraiser. We really appreciate it. And with that said, you have to carry
I don't.
The Chris Beard torch.
the Chris Beer torch, bro.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
If you see a down rider,
I don't.
That
know,
wouldn't be
I
Chris
don't
Beer.
know the
That'd be other
speech.
Chris.
oh, that would be
yeah.
Chris Allen. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
If you see a down rider,
not even just a down rider.
Not
If you
even
see
a
a down person,
down person,
let's just pick them up, help
'em
them out.
help them out.
That's what we're all here for. We're
Good
just
night.
proving that we're going to do it this weekend and make lives bright.
That's right.
We'll
Amen.
see everybody next week, and God bless.
Perfect job.
I think I muted the music, but there we go. All right, Chris, hang out.